What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and part 2 of my OEM Plus build series on my 2019 Ford F-150 XLT. In today's video, we're going to be installing this Morimoto X3B LED third brake light as well as the F1 style rapid flash module on the truck. So we're going to be replacing that. If you missed the last video where I installed some Morimoto fog lights on the truck, they were plug and play, super easy, and this install is going to be no different. It's also going to be super easy and straightforward. So let's go ahead and get this unboxed and see what we're working with. Alright guys, so here's the X3B LED third brake light from Morimoto, and just like with their fog lights, you can tell just by holding this thing that it's made of quality materials. It's got a good weight to it, and it just feels really high quality, so I'm excited to get this thing on. And as far as the connectors, these are the connectors that come, I think, specific for the non-camera third brake light. So some F-150s have a camera on the third brake light, and if yours does, Morimoto makes the third brake light for that, and it's actually the same price as this one as well, which is awesome. But I think with that one you get slightly different connectors, so just make sure you're ordering the right stuff if you're going to be ordering it. And as always, I'm going to have everything linked in the description below if you want to check it out. But otherwise, let's go ahead and get this thing installed. It should be pretty straightforward. We only have 4 bolts on the OEM one, and we're reusing 2 of them here. The only difference, if you don't have the F1 rapid flash module, you'll have slightly different connections, but it should be pretty straightforward, plug and play, and super easy to install. So let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, so just wanted to do a quick comparison here because the difference between the OEM and the Morimoto quality-wise is actually kind of crazy. So the OEM one is super thin, cheap-feeling plastic with the halogen bulbs, obviously. And yeah, this thing is super light. It feels like it could break pretty easily, but then this thing, like I said before, it's super heavy, feels like really hard and thick plastic. So definitely feel like this is an actual upgrade instead of just kind of like a replacement. Okay, and as for the wiring, it is a little bit confusing, and I think, you know, if you look up a YouTube video or even Morimoto's instructions, you might be looking at something that's not specific to your exact truck and your exact trim. So like we already mentioned, there's the difference between the ones without the camera and the ones with the camera. You're going to have different wiring for that. As far as the wiring for my truck, I'm kind of looking at it here. So this is the rapid flash module, and this is the type of connection that goes in the back of the Morimoto. So I think this is correct here, where we're going into the rapid flash module and then this will go into the Morimoto brake. If we look at the OEM here, we can see there's like this 3-pin connector, and that's what we have on this connector as well that we already have going into the Morimoto. So I'm thinking for my truck at least, it's going to be as simple as connecting this up to the truck, and then we have that connected to the flasher module, which then will connect to the third brake light. However, I have seen some instructions where you'll need to go inside and peel back the back headliner a little bit near the window to unplug one of the harnesses there, and I don't think that applies to me here just based on what I'm looking at here. I'm not 100% sure what these would be for. This has a 3-pin here, if I can focus on it, and then I don't know what this would be for. Maybe it's for the camera, I'm not 100% sure. And then this one is a 3-pin to a 4-pin, so I'm assuming they kind of just send you a few different options just because different trucks have different options. But I'm going to go ahead and try with this and see if this works. And then one other thing I wanted to mention, as you can see here with the OEM, we have 4 holes that the bolts go into, but on the Morimoto, if I get it turned over here, we only have 2. So I think there's some little tabs in there, the little black squares, if you can kind of see them there. And those 2 middle ones we're going to need to remove. And in their place go these little guys. Focus. These little guys. But my Morimoto third brake light already has a couple that are installed, if you can see them there, right there and right there. So I think maybe these are just extras. So we're just going to go ahead and install it like this. And the last thing I want to mention real quick before we get this installed on the truck, I will say this adhesive here is a one-time use thing. So what we're going to do, and I want to make sure everyone else who might be watching this does it as well, is plug everything in, test it first, and then go ahead and seal it down and bolt it down. Don't just go ahead and plug it in, seal it, and then try to test it after, because if it's not working, that's going to be super annoying to try to replace. I'm not sure if they sell the adhesive or what, so you might have to do your own thing there. Alright guys, so there you have it. That is the Morimoto X3B LED third brake light install. Super straightforward for me on this 2019 Ford F-150 XLT. No camera up there, so it was literally just one harness and then into the flasher module into the truck. Super easy. So I'm really happy with how it looks, really happy with how easy the install was. And once it is a little bit darker out, I'll give you a quick little review on it, but I'm super happy with how it looks so far. Alright, so for a quick review of the Morimoto X3B third brake light, I've had it on the truck for a few days now and I still think it looks great. I think it looks a lot better than stock. It seems to fit in a lot better with the clear light and all black housing. It doesn't stick out as much as the red and white, and overall it just looks like a more premium option on the truck as opposed to the stock one, which as we discussed earlier was pretty cheap looking, and you know, it's just the run-of-the-mill third brake light that you see on every F-150. So I think the Morimoto here is a great upgrade. Obviously, while you're driving, you don't really get to see the third brake light going off. You don't get to see the F1 flasher module too much, other than when it's dark out, you kind of see a little bit of the reflection in the rear view. But as far as the white light from the third brake light, the Morimoto one, it's a lot brighter than the stock one. So it helps you see in the bed a little bit better, and at night, just kind of like backing up, reversing. So overall, I think it's worth the money to upgrade to this Morimoto third brake light. I think it looks a lot better, it functions a lot better, and honestly I think it'll last a lot longer than the OEM one, just based on the quality of the materials and Morimoto as a whole making quality lighting products. Yeah guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you have any questions about the lighting, feel free to drop a comment below. As I mentioned before, everything's going to be linked in the description if you want to go and check out what Morimoto has to offer for your F-150. But otherwise, thanks so much for watching the video. Drop a like and subscribe if you found this video helpful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.